And I told a story on episode 16, I think, of my podcast, where I tell my true story of how, I got my pants pulled down in school, and that turned me into an artist, essentially. It's the thing that turned me into who I am today. And though in the moment it was very traumatic, I have to show gratitude to it, because at the moment now, I'm happy with who I am. I love the things that I do. I love the way that I think. I love the way that I am. I know that I'll aim up and I'll continue to grow, but there's still an intrinsic part of that I'm very grateful for in that moment. So what happened was, I was playing hide and seek. I had my hands against the wall, right? It's a brick wall. I can still feel the texture. Everybody was supposed to be hiding. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting up, counting up, counting up. I hit number 17. Boom! Somebody came up behind me, pulled my pants down, right? 8 years old, turned around. My shirt wasn't very long. It was not like I was wearing a dress. I was fully exposed, and around me was 60 students, 60 kids, all of my age, all my peers, pointing and laughing at me because I had just got my pants pulled down in front of the entire school, right? It was a prank, and for them it was hilarious, but for me it was overly stimulating, overwhelming, and I ran, right? I bolted and I hid. And in the hiding, I found safety. And so that wrote a program in my mind that said, hiding is safety, right? Like, not being seen is safety. Being vulnerable is dangerous. And so I went into the artistic world. Instead of expressing myself outwardly like I was before, I was being expressive and making jokes and laughing and stuff with my friends. It started to make me hide. And so I hid and I started to draw. I started to draw and draw and draw, because that's where I could express my ideas out. And that allowed me to actually, in a way, survive, because I was expressing you have to express something somewhere. So I would express through my drawing. I would draw what I saw. I would draw cartoons. I would draw whatever came to mind. And for many, many, many years, if I was called on in class, hey, Sean, what's the answer? My face would turn beet red. I would start sweating. I would freak out, because through that same action, right, I was being involuntarily chosen to be seen. It freaked me out. Just like in the moment, I was being involuntarily chosen to be seen in a vulnerable state. So in contrast, though, not hilariously, but uniquely enough, if I look back on moments where I was the one who chose to express myself, like I rose my hand because I really felt confident and I knew the answer, I was fine, because I was choosing to express myself on my terms, right? I knew that I felt safe in those moments. And so it was only within my own choice, my own voluntary choice, to expose myself where I was safe. And anytime that it was pushed on me, I felt unsafe, because that same program was being popped up. Hey, this is happening again. Hey, your pants are being pulled down. It obviously wasn't, but your brain doesn't know the difference, because it says the feeling is the same. I'm going to go hide. I'm going to go prepare to run. And so you find out what these things are. And once you learn what they are, right, you show gratitude to them. Because now, what am I doing? I'm the art coach. I create courses. I help artists one-on-one. I do group workshops. I create my own art every single day, right? Everything that I do is putting art and expression and personal expression at the top. Interestingly enough, when I was shown that being vulnerable and being exposed in this way was scary, now that's what I do for a living, right? So I healed from that, and now I express myself as much as I possibly can, almost maybe to make up for the years where I wasn't able to because of that program. So again, the scaffolding, right? That trauma created a scaffolding of fear, and it didn't allow me to climb upward. There were so many moments where I wanted to ask a girl out. There were so many moments where I wanted to be the person who could just step forward and say the thing, but I just didn't feel that call to do. I didn't feel like, I just felt scared. Let's just say that. I didn't feel like I was able to. And so there were, who knows how many opportunities I let slide by because of this fear. And so it wasn't serving me. And so when I realized that this thing wasn't serving me, I needed to change it. And so I repaired the scaffolding. I put the pieces back together in the right way. And now that part of me is integrated. It's integrated into who I am. That's what happens when you heal from a trauma. You integrate the terrible thing into who you are. And then it allows you to actually use that to climb upward, to show compassion to others, to do a lot of things, right? All experience, like, quote me on this, you guys, all experience that you have throughout your life, if it is integrated, if it becomes integrated into your identity, into your scaffolding so that you can use it to climb upward, the only emotion that you can really show to it is gratitude. Gratitude for the trauma, gratitude for the horrible experiences, gratitude for the joy, gratitude for the love. And those are easy, right? Those are super easy. but the gratitude for the hard times, right? Because it formed you into who you are. And so if you like who you are, if you say, I like who I am, for the most part at least, then you must show gratitude toward the thing that shaped you into who you are. And that's the bad. It's the good and the bad. Okay. So all of those things kind of are encompassing. I know I went on a little tangent there to talk about that, but I wanted to express it out to you again to show you that there's a way to integrate, to really turn the things that were holding you back into the things that actually propel you forward. It changes the way that you live. And the way you do that is by putting something at the top, putting something at the very apex of importance, of purpose, right? You say, this is what I want to do. You make the sacrifice. I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an artist. I'm not going to be a welder or a this or that. And maybe one day you will be. But for now, I have the most interest and the most excitement when I think about creating and expressing and representing the world as I see it through the pinhole of my medium, through the filter, the factory, the process unit of my medium. It comes in, the idea comes in, and it comes through the medium and then expresses outward into the three-dimensional world. That's what we do as artists. And as long as you keep truth and beauty side by side at the top, truth in yourself, acting with integrity, acting with honesty, you keep that at the top. No matter what you're expressing out, if it's honest to you, then you do it. No matter who it'll offend, who it'll upset, who it'll freak out, you express it out until you don't need to anymore. And that's a healing property as well. So what I'll say is, you really want to just align yourself with your truth, right? People say, speak your truth, right? It's a very woo-woo thing to say these days, speak your truth. What does that even mean? Well, it means to say, I know what happened in my life. I know the traumas I experienced. I know the things I'm ashamed of. I know the lies that I acted out. I know all of the bad. I know all of the good. And I know that when I lay those out, they allow me to act in a better way for the future. And if I act through truth and honesty, then the best possible outcome will happen. Whether it's good now or if it's good in 5 years. Maybe you say the truth now and it becomes a little harder at first. Well, you still spoke the truth and you're not really sure on what will happen in 10 years. If you speak the truth now and it upsets somebody, maybe that was what you needed to create a gap so that you can actually flourish. Sometimes there's somebody else in your life holding you back. And so speaking the truth towards them, creating that distance is what you need. I'm not here to say exactly what you need in your specific life, right? As I'm saying this, you can populate those things instantly. If you ask yourself the right questions, right? What is something that I can do that will make my life better? What is something that I should stop doing that will make my life better? It's that simple. You do those two things over and over and your life will get better. What can I do now to make the thing at the highest actually at the highest? I can say that truth and beauty is at the highest. I can place it up there and say that it's there, but if my actions are separate from that, then who am I? Well, I'm not telling the truth, because your actions must overlap what you say, and that's truth. So with that, guys, I want to summarize that the highest the thing at the highest should be the identity of the thing that makes you you, and then what you want to express about your story, your narrative, your identity, and what you see about what's happening in the world, what's happening in the structure of our reality. How can I express that forward in a unique and authentic way within the medium that is the thing that I speak through as an artist? Enter the ritual, enter the ceremony, enter the idea of surrender of your fears, the acceptance of your mortality, the acceptance of all of these things that I've discussed in this podcast, and move forward with honesty. Enter your studio, remove the distractions, enter the ritual so that you're in the space, in the moment as it comes moment to moment, and allow yourself to express yourself through the practice of intuition, through the practice of the guiding light, the intuition, right? What is the intuition? It's the thing that guides you. It's the thing that tells you this is right, this is wrong. It's your conscience, right? And as you allow that to happen more and more, what occurs? What will happen in your life? How good will your life be if you express yourself that way all the time, or as much as you possibly can? There's no upper limit to it, I believe. I'll have a question for you then to end it. What's at the top of your practice as an artist? What's the thing at the top? Is it truth? Is it beauty? Is it honesty? Is it integrity? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it notoriety? Is it Facebook and Instagram likes? What is it? What do you do it for? It's a hard question to answer. Does that lead you to, as Terence McKenna said, saving the soul of mankind? Does the thing you place at the top allow you to get closer to that goal? Does it allow you to bring your consciousness to a higher level? Does it allow you to integrate and then climb the scaffolding of your identity upward, or not? Does it serve you or does it not serve you? As always, guys, I want you to go out there and create. Create, create, create.